We have a woman, a young woman who's, I'm not allowed to say it because usually it's the end of your political career if you say it. She's a beautiful young woman. Now, if you use the word beautiful in the United States about a woman, that's the end of your political career, but I'll take my chances. Where is she? There she is.
As China deepens its presence in Latin America, what role do you see for the U.S.?
I just like to watch her talk.
Sorry, no? Okay.
Good job.
Okay, thank you.
Good job. Thank you, darling. Beautiful black women are wearing a MAGA hat last night on television. Beautiful people. And they said, we don't care who comes, just stop the crime. They don't care, frankly, they don't care if it's National Guard, military, send in anybody you want.
I know that maybe it's not like the biggest problem facing America, but Donald Trump might be becoming dangerously horny these days. We've got a gooner in chief that can't seem to focus on the topic at hand for even 10 seconds. He's there with like the head of Italy, and he's like, I gotta call her hot. I know that it might end my career, but she's just too hot, I gotta say it. That reporter is asking him a serious question about China, which he could use to launch into a whole tirade about how China's terrible, we should go to war with them or whatever. Instead, he just cuts her off and calls her darling or whatever, and says he just wants to look at her, and then he's moving on, and then he's talking about these beautiful black women with MAGA hats, which I don't know who he's talking about. I don't know what show he watched and how they were just desperate to have their city be invaded. They don't even care, and I think he's right. I think they came to him with tears in their eyes and said, "Sir, conquer me, sir, please conquer our city with the federal government," in his mind. But that's how he sees it. That's the filter he sees things through. And it's not just like women on the periphery of his life that he's doing this with. He once again decided, apparently unprompted, to talk about his spokeswoman, Karoline Leavitt, saying, how's Karoline doing? She doing good? Should Karoline be replaced? A reporter said, that's up to you, sir. And he says, it'll never happen. Then he added, that face and those lips, they move like a machine gun, right? And you're probably thinking, oh, I remember when he said that. Nope, this is another time that he did that machine gun lips thing, which I make a lot of really uncomfortable and weird metaphors that don't necessarily come together. I have no idea what that is supposed to mean. And even if he was impressed with how fast her lips move, what does her face have to do with it? I just think, Sharon, like there is a cost to our psyches in Meloni refusing to have sex with him for literally years. And I think that we're all paying it every day. What do you think?
He's deranged, but when you're a star, they'll let you do it. Okay. This is derangement. I don't want to hear about her lips, John. And I don't know why he's bringing her up. Oh, I do know why. So that he can talk about her lips and whatever else. He's a sicko. And you know how twisted we all are? In his alternative fact universe, and I'm not saying that Joe Biden was perfect, or Joe Biden was the predator. Remember when he talked about how Joe Biden was, and he's grabbing women, he's a close talker and all this stuff. This guy he just said this. You're not pulling up something from like 10 years ago from the first campaign. He just said this. He is really problematic. And he needs to sit not at the little kids' table at Thanksgiving, but somewhere else. Okay, he needs to sit outside.
Don't let him around the kids. He's got that thing that Elon Musk has. Like Elon Musk has surrounded himself with people who will never tell him that his ideas are bad, so he comes up with bad ideas. And they think that everything he says is funny, even though it's not, so he thinks that he's funny. He does this, and he thinks these women are not disgusted by him. They are. None of them want. They look at him looking like a toad, like a hut. And he's not told it, so he thinks that it's cool. But that said, I don't want to present this as just like Trump being misogynistic, because that's not what I'm saying here. He's actually an equal opportunity gooner, as you'll see in this clip.
I'd like to be like Biden. I'd like to go to the beach. My legs are not quite as thin as his. My legs are slightly heavier. My arms are slightly larger. My body is a little bit larger than his. I'm not sure it would be appreciated on the beach, but I'm not going to take a chance. You won't see me in a bathing suit. You won't see a bathing suit sitting on a beach in Argentina, falling down, not being able to lift a 3-ounce chair, meant for old people to lift, and he couldn't lift it, so we had a problem. He spent too much time on a beach.
He was so close to doing the thing that people say he does, which is he's being funny, he's being charming. Look at him. He was being self-deprecating. And if he had just cut it off, then that would have been good. Him being like, well, nobody would want to see me at a beach or whatever. And then you get back to the topic at hand, and that would be him being folksy. But instead, nope, couldn't do it. He was thinking about Biden. He became obsessed again. He can never stop thinking about Biden and his grievance that he has against Biden for beating him in 2020. And so it went from like a jokey, folksy thing to, yeah, and he's also too old. He can't pick it up. He spent too much time at the beach. You know, that one time that he went to the beach. Meanwhile, Donald Trump plays 18 holes of golf literally every weekend. It became weird and cruel and diluted. I'll give the final thoughts to you, Sharon. What do you think?
Yeah, this guy, cruel is one way of looking at it, but as you play the clip, just the loud outbursts, the laughter, these were deep belly laughs. He's just so funny. It's hysterical. Only it wasn't. It reminds me of, in the course of my life, like every woman, how many rich athletes have asked me out? Maybe go on a date. And he's just, when people tell you from the age of 14 how funny and great you are because you can dribble a ball or throw a football, you don't have a sense of self. Unlike the rest of us who had to grow up and kind of earn friends and learn different things about social construct, a lot of times these athletes don't know. So they just think everything is funny and everything is great. And that outfit is ridiculous, by the way, but they're wearing it on TNT. And it's just so stupid. And this is what it reminds me of. This is what it reminds me of. They're paying, by the way, the athletes are paying thousands of dollars to some stylist to look like a fool. You're being laughed at. So nobody ever told you the truth. They gave you courtesy laughs your whole life. Did that make any sense?
No, I know exactly what you mean because I often get asked out by rich athletes too. So yeah, no, relatable.
How they are.
Trust
me.
me.
There's not going to be a relationship here.
Stop DMing me, God.
Hey, what are we going to talk about? There's nothing to talk about. It's not funny.
Yeah. No, I do get you.